Okay. Welcome to day 4 of this data analytics bootcamp. And as you know, like I said, we are going to be holding classes from the 1 up till the 90 or the 92. So it's going to last for 3 months. Uh Yesterday, if you can recall, these are our today's outlines. Let me just show it to you. This is what we are going to discuss for today. We're going to talk about recap on the 3. That's what we have discussed yesterday. We are going to talk about it. Then today we are going to talk about how to insert row and column. We're going to talk about that. Then we are going to talk about how to delete row and column, and we'll talk about text wrapping. The last topic of today is merge and center. So about yesterday's class, if you can recall, yesterday we discussed about table customization. We talked about how to put, how to customize your table to make it looks perfect, how to arrange the width, the height, centralize things, change the font style, the font size, and do a lot of things. We discussed them yesterday on how to create table. Of course, I saw a lot of self work that most of you did, which I saw in the group, and some sent it to me privately, and you all did great. Based on what we have done, you did great, and you did a very, very wonderful job. So also yesterday we talked about serial number. We discussed about serial number yesterday. We talked about 2 ways of inserting serial number. One, you can write 1 and drag it, then you change it to field series, or you can write 1, 2 and just drag it. It will automatically put 1, 2, 3, 4 for you. So that's what we have discussed yesterday. And some of the things maybe I couldn't mention them, or I didn't mention them. So today, the first line item that we have is how to create, or how to insert row and column. How to insert row and column. That's what we are going to discuss today. So this issue of inserting of row and inserting of column has to do with sometimes you created your table, and there is other people that you need to add another table to insert them. Or maybe you made mistake, you put somebody number 2 instead of him to be number 3, but you put him at number 2, and there is someone that is under number 2, you missed that person. So how can you add the column or the row in order for you to put that particular person? That's what we are going to talk about. And also sometimes you created your table, but you miss a column. Maybe in between gender and qualification, they are supposed to be maybe marital status. So you need to okay, somebody say he can't hear me. Please, can you hear me? Oh, maybe it's from his mic. You can respond to
So
him.
we can hear you very well, sir.
Respond to him in the chat. He said that he can't hear voice. Okay, thank you so much. So sometimes, like I said, maybe there is a column between gender and qualification. You need to add a column between them so that your table will be kind of full, because you missed that particular column. So how do you insert that? Number one, let's try to insert the column. If you can recall yesterday, I think not yesterday, when we discussed about cursor in Excel, that day before yesterday, I told you that if you come at the middle of column, your cursor will turn to down black arrow like this. You click on it, you selected everything. Or if you come at the center of row, you click it, it's like you select the entire row. So for you to add a row, for example, like I said, for example, let's say I write Ahmad, I'm sorry, let me just write it, Ahmad, Ahmad. Then I write, for example, Ahmad Sunay, for example. So it can happen that sometimes this name supposed to be number 3, but I put it under number 2. Let me just add another person here. So there is someone, let's say there is someone that I need to add in between number 2 and this. So this is supposed to be number 3, and this is supposed to be number 4. How can you add the row so that you will add that particular person? All you need to do is to, for example, I want to add it between 1 and 2. It's supposed to be here. What you need, you need to come here under 2. Just click on the arrow. When your arrow turns to black at the middle of it, just click on it and right click. Sorry, just click on it and right click. Right click, please. When you right click, just click insert. When you click insert, it will automatically create a column above the selected column that which is column 2. So you see, we have another column here. Please do understand. Let's say, for example, I need to add another column between 2 and 3. I need to add another column. Come to 3. When you click on it and you right click, you press insert, it will create a column above 3 for you. So that's a simple way, and that's how you can create a row. That's how you can insert a row. So all I need to, maybe I write whatever I want to write. Maybe I'll just write the name like this. For example, I write whoever I want to write, and here also I'll write who I want to write. For example, like this. So I write it like this. So the next thing is I'm going to rearrange the serial number. So all I need to is just to drag everything like this. Then I will just copy it and just click on it here and click on fill series. Then the number will come back like this. So this is how you can create a cell, and how you insert a row. Sorry, how you can insert a row. And also, let me say something before I move on. Sometimes you might want to add 2 or 3 rows, not only 1. For example, you want to add 2 or more. Let's say 2 or more. So it's like, if I click here now, I click inside, it's going to add only 1 cell for me, or 1 row for me. That's only what I'm going to do. But if I said, if I want, for example, to have like, I missed like 3 people, and I want to add these 3 people on top of these 3. So I want to start from 3. What I'm going to do is to highlight the 3 rows that I want to add 3 empty rows. So I will just say like this. I will just click on it and drag down like I'm highlighted. So I highlighted the 3 rows like this. All I need to is to right click and press insert. So it's going to add 3 empty rows for me. Since I selected 3, so I inserted 3. If I selected this 3 again and click, it's going to add another 3, making it 6. Now, if I want 12, if I click like this and I right click and insert, it's going to insert 12 for us. You see, these are the 12 rows for us. So this is the way you can do it, to insert rows whenever you want. And take note about inserting rows. All the formatting that you have done, customization and everything that you have done, including this font style, including the font size, including the centralizing and whatever you have done, you don't need to do it. When you insert a cell, the only thing that you need to arrange is just the serial number, because it's going to leave a gap between it. All you need to is to rearrange the serial number. So by now, if you write everything, it will take the same format with whatever is below it. Is going to take the same format with it. So this is how you insert a row. So the next thing is to insert a column. So to insert a column, like I said, for example, we need to insert a column between gender and qualification. That is something middle at the middle. What we are going to do is to come at the end of the column that we want to insert, because whenever you insert, it's going to add a column. If you are inserting a column, it's going to add a column at the left-hand side. So we want it to be at the left-hand side. So by default, we are going to click on the insert and just click on it. Then it insert a new column for us at the right-hand side. Sorry, let me show it again. Just come at the end of it, where I told you if you want to highlight the entire rows of the column. Just click on it like this. It will it selected everything. Click right click from your mouse or your touchpad. Just click on right click, then you click on insert. Then it's going to insert new column for you at the left hand side, and it's going to be empty like row. The column is going to be empty, so I can just write. I say marital status, so I'll just write marital status like this. So I'm going to increase the width so that I will contain the marital status the way I want it to be. So this is how you can do this. So like rows, for example, I want to add 2 columns. I want to add 2 columns at the left-hand side. That is between gender and marital status. I need to add 2 columns. So if I want to add it, I will just highlight 2. Like the marital status and the qualification. Then I will right click on it, either of them at the middle of it, just right click and press enter. Then it's going to create new columns for us, two of them. Then maybe I will call this one, for example, we'll call it state. Then we'll call this one LGA, for example. So this is how you create a column and how you create a cell. And take note, whenever you create a column within the table, it's going to take all the formats that that table has. But if you create a table at the end, let me do something for you. Let me just do something like this. For example, now you want to create a column here at the end of the mark. Maybe you want to add, for example, status. It's not going to, okay, let me say status. It's not going to take the format of this particular cells like this. It's not going to, you need to arrange everything the way this has. You need to arrange everything like this. You need to rearrange the cell. So I advise you, if you want to add any cell, for example, like this, what you need to is just right click at the middle of this, just create a table like this, copy whatever is inside here, paste it here. Then you rename this, or you can delete whatever it is and rename this. That will be more shortcut way for you than to come and start rearranging one single column alone. So it's just, I just say, let me remind you on this. If you want, you can try to do it like that, not that way. So that's for the adding of column and row in Excel. So the next thing is to learn how to delete the added column. So you already add a column, you want to delete it. Is very, very, very simple. What you are going to do is come back the way you add it, just right click, select the column that you want to add, just select the column, select it like this, right click on it and just click delete. So just click on delete, you deleted it. I can delete it also like this, I deleted it. If I want to delete two of them, I will highlight the two of them, I'll right click it and I will click delete. And the only thing you need to touch again, like I said, you are going to touch the serial number so that your serial number will go accordingly and in serial format. So this is how you delete the row. For the column also, you want to delete, just right click on what you have inserted and click delete. Qualification you want to delete, for example, then you just right click on it like this. I just want to delete this. Or if you want to delete two of them, highlight two of them, right click on them and just click on delete. So you deleted them forever. And that's all. If you want to bring them back, you know Control Z is the undo. And if you want to remove them after you undo them, then you can click redo to undo the undo. So this is in short how you can insert and how you can delete row and column in Excel. So the next thing we are going to talk about, we're going to talk about text wrapping. That is how to wrap a text. That's what we are going to discuss about. What this text wrapping means is that sometimes when you are writing something that is bigger than the width of your cell, is going to go, like I told you before, it's going to go under the cell. For example, now under gender, if I write marital status of the applicant like this, so this is what we are going to see. As you can see it like this, that's what we are going to see. Where is the end of the, where is the remaining of the text? But we can see what we have brought. Okay, sorry, applicant, I'm trying. We can see it from the formula bar. But if you want to wrap it, that means we want to make it seeable to the user so that people will see it. It is not going to hide. We want it to contain within the width of the cell that we have. If we want, we can increase the cell to contain it. But we want it because the marital status can be, or what we are writing, it can be M, S, M, W for widow, like this. It might be like this. So we can't increase the width, because if we increase the width, our table will look somehow, because what we are writing inside is bigger than the width. So in order for you to wrap the text, that is to make the text contain within the width of your cell, all you need to is to click on the cell and just click on this text wrap. You see it here, just click on wrap text. You see it on top of here where my cursor is, you will see wrap text. Just click on wrap text. So when you wrap your text, this is how it's going to look like, marital status of the applicant. So you will ask, where is the rest of it? So this is something that you should take note on. If the height of the text after wrapping, if the height of the text after wrapping, it didn't fit the height of your column, the height of your cell, you need to increase the cell height, the height of the cell like this. I need to increase it like this. or I can increase a little bit my width so that the text will contain, for example, like this. Maybe I need it to be in 2 lines like this. So this is how it looks like. So I will leave it like this because I wrap the text. If I unwrap the text like this, it's going to be like this. If I wrap it, then it's going to look like this. So this is what text wrap is in Excel. So try as much as you can to learn how to use this text wrap. Whenever you have something that is out of the cell and you don't want to increase the width, but the height, because sometimes you must increase the height. So if you don't want to increase the width to be wider, then you can just increase the height and just text wrap it. Then it's going to be something much. Because for example, now if I want to write much text, right, like this, for example, I just want to keep duplicating this like this. I'm just doing this so I'll show you. So if I wrap it now, this is how it's going to look like. So I need to make it like this, you see? So I need to increase the height so that people can see the text. And even if I decrease the height, this is how it's going to look like. You see, this is how it's going to, because it will fit within the width of the cell because I wrap the text to be within the width. So this is how you use the text wrapping in Microsoft Excel. The last topic, the last thing that we are going to discuss is that we are going to talk about merge and center. We're going to talk about merge and center. We are going to talk about merge and center. I'm sorry. So merge and center is sometimes is when you want to create a cell, and that particular cell is going to take 2 cells or is going to represent 2 cells or more than 2 cells. That when you want to merge 2 cells together. So that's what this merge and center means. For example, now I have A and B. If I merge them, for example, they are going to be 1 single cell. So it's like in Excel, you can merge more than 1 cell to be 1 single cell. That's what this merge and center means. You can merge more than 1 cell to be 1 single cell. You can make 10 cells, 2 cells, 5 cells to be 1 single cell. And take note, when you merge them, the cell name is going to take the last column name that it begins with. That's what it's going to take. Let me just show it to you now. For example, this table that I just created, let me just insert a new column at the top. I just want to write, let's say, list of successful applicants for the year 2023, like this. So this particular this that you can see is in A1. This text is in A1. In B1, I don't have anything. If I write something, you see, I have something in B1. But this particular table, I want this to be the head of this whole table. That means this list, I want it, this list of successful applicants for the year 2023. I want it to be the header of this particular table. And this table has 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I'm going to do, I will come to this A because that's where I started it. I'm going to highlight all these cells, like from A to E. That's where this table stops. Then I will click on this. You see merge and center? Just click this merge and center. Click on it. So it means that now my A1, I don't have B1, I don't have C1, I don't have D1, I don't have E1, but I have A1. So now my A1 is this text, that is list of successful applicants. I can increase it, bold it, change the font style, increase this like this. As you can see, if I want to even put color and everything, I can put, because everything here is taking what the entire columns of A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 to be the header of my particular table. So this is how you merge 2 cells or more than 2 cells together. And sometimes you want to merge cells within the table. Sometimes you want to merge cells within the table. For example, I want to create I want to create, for example, maybe under but let me say something. Let's say I want to create under we can say any subject, maybe you can say CA and exam. Maybe something that is one single column like this, for example, like this. So, but it needs to take two informations under it. So that's what I'm going to, I'm going to create a table like that. So let's say, for example, let me decrease this. Let me call it, for example, English. I just want to call it, for example, English. So under English, there's going to be a test, that is English, the test and exam, or CA and exam, for example. So in order for you to do that, you are going to create a match and center. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to create empty cell here. Just please understand this procedure because it's very easy. That's why I show you match and center at the beginning, but this is something very easy. But please don't get confused. We are going to match a lot of things now. So now I'm going to merge this English. For example, these two cells for this and this, I'm going to merge it like this. I'm done with this. That's number one. So now this particular column, I'm going to give it CA, and the one I'm going to give it exam. Let me reduce it a little bit. Let me highlight the two and reduce these cells. Yeah, like this. So I want to reduce them. So I have English, I have CA of English and exam of English. Let me put it at the middle. CA of English and exam of English. So now you will ask, but full name start from the column of CA. Because if I write Ahmad Aminu Ahmad, so where will I put a CA? So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete the serial number, the full name. Then I'm going to merge these two rows. You see, I'm going to highlight the serial number and merge it. I'm going to highlight the full name and merge it. I'm going to highlight the qualification and merge it. I'm going to highlight this and merge it. Then I create this particular table. It means serial number is two cells that I match together to form a serial number. Full name also, but for the English, since I'm going to use the second cell for CA and exam, I didn't merge it. I leave it the way it is. So now I can put CA 20, exam, I can put 70. I can even add another cell to be for the total of that particular topic or subject that I created. So please be creative. Understand this. Understand this. Of course, there is the video of this. You can watch it and see how you can do it. But you need to learn it because let me just give you a hint of your assignment. Your assignment has to do with everything. It has to do with this. And I told you it has to do with everything that we treated in our class. Everything we discussed, we are going to talk about it. You are going to apply it during your exam. So I'm going to give you a data, and that data has to do with NGOs data. You need to create something similar to this. So learn it, please. Learn it, understand how you can do it. So that when you are creating such, you will not get confused. You will not get confused because it's something that you are going to create that has to do with this. So understand it. So by default, our number one is going to be here. Then we write the name of the person, for example, like this. We write the name, then we put his CA, we put his exam. So we continue his qualification and we continue with his remarks at the end of everything. So this is how you can do it. So if you understand everything, you will see that you can match and center, you can match two rows or two cells, more than two rows or more than two cells in one cell. And the name of the cell after you match them is going to be the last name of the cell that you match. Because if I match from B to D, then the cell is going to take the name of B. If I match from C to D, it's going to take the name of the C. If I match two, for example, now A2 and A3, then it's going to be A2. That's the name of the cell. By default, there is no A3 at all. So please get to understand this and you know how to work with this because there is a lot in learning this and you will work with it a lot as you are working with data entry and other rest of the works. So this is where we are going to start to stop inshallah today. So if you have any question, you can ask. If you have any question, you can ask. Okay. So Salihu Muhammad. Salihu Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. My question is that yesterday you have spoken about formula in the cell. Like we can insert formula using the formula bar, like a small formula. So if for example, we have to add a column or a row, is it going to change the formula in that particular position?
Yes, indeed, it will. When you move a cell or you add a cell, a column, for example, you put a formula in a particular column that takes the reference of C1, C2, C3. You move it, it's going to take another reference. It's going to change. So when we reach that stage, inshallah, you can remind me, I will talk about that. It's because we are not treating formula and function. That's why I didn't talk about that. Because all this now, that's why I lay emphasis on the cell reference. I told you the cell reference will change, will definitely change. The cell reference will change. Even in match and center, the cell reference will change. So once the cell reference change, then definitely your formula cell references will definitely change. Because if you take A1 plus B1, then you change the B1 to C, then definitely B1 is empty by default. So your formula is going to take something else. Unless maybe we'll talk about that more when we read that stage. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you.
you.
Musbahu Jibrin. Musbahu, an iPhone. You can unmute yourself so that I cannot forget. Musbahu Jibrin and someone who using
Hello,
iPhone.
sir.
Nam, we can hear
Yes,
you.
sir.
Continue, please. Go ahead.
Yesterday you talked about Control E was a shortcut of center, but I tried it. It is like it isn't working.
You say what? You say what? You say what? Control E.
You said the shortcut of match and center.
No, yesterday I didn't talk about match and center yesterday. It's today I
Right?
talk about match and center.
Hello,
There is
sir.
nothing like, I can hear you. I said there is nothing like a shortcut for match
Yes,
and center. We discussed match and center today. Yesterday, what I said, control,
okay.
what I say, control E. Control E is for you to centralize. And that centralized is not even working.
Yes.
Okay, it's not even working in Excel.
Okay.
I'm very sorry for that. So don't even use control E. Just go on top of where I show
Yes,
you to put
sir.
the center. It will not even work in Excel.
Yes,
That
sir.
one is work somewhere. Yeah.
And
And what? Control B is bold. That one is working in Excel. You can check it. Control B is working to bold. Control B is working. You can check it. iPhone, someone using iPhone.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Sir, my question is that is it possible to add a new column?
hello.
Like the place you added English,
Yeah.
is it possible to add a new column? Is it possible to add a new column? Like you added CA and you added exam. Is it possible to add another
Yes.
column like
Yes,
in
I
one
can
row?
do that. If I just click on, maybe I want to add it in between CA. For example, I want to add it in between the CA. Or even I want to add it at the end. What I'm going to do, I will just come to the end of that exam. I will add it first. Like I told you like this. So I added it now. So I can just copy whatever is here and paste it here. So whatever is here, I will just copy it like this. Then I'll remove it. Then I will remove this. Maybe I will make this to be total. That's the very shortcut way to do that. Then the total, I will put the formula. Maybe that will add the total for me. So you can add whatever you want to add under the English. You see, now English has 3 columns under it. And you can even add another one to be 4. You can even add another to be 5, 10. You can add more than
Okay, sir.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's like you have answered the other question I'm trying to
Okay, you can add
well, the
whatever.
question. Okay, the question is that did it has like what is the maximum or the minimum number of cells it will take, like each column?
For the column,
Yeah,
Excel can take, I told you it has more than 100,000 columns. More than 100,000 columns. And it has over 1,048,500 and something rows. So Excel is it's something that you cannot get to the end of it. It's just you, the way you have your data. Because you can have a data that has columns of that particular data is more than 100 columns. You can have such data. So it is going to be a very long data. So don't worry, you can have whatever columns you can have. There is no limit to that. You can have whatever.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Yusuf, you can ask the question. Yusuf. Aminu Isaac. Yusuf. Yeah, someone is saying I'm kind of, I have, sir, you are past, I have little understanding today. It's okay, you can rewatch the video. If you rewatch the video, you will understand more, inshallah. You can watch the video after. Then you practice what we have done. It's very, very easy. It's like we are taking it small, small. So you will understand when you will watch the video, inshallah. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. Excel, you can see the end of you cannot see. Yeah, someone say Excel can see the end of you cannot see the end of Excel. Yeah. Excel is sometimes kind of we can't say it's limitless, but it's something big. It's big. It's big. It's big. It's big. Yeah. So if you have any question, you can write it in the chat. I can answer your question from there. I can still see some hand. I know if you just raised your hands before. So I don't know if you have anything to say. We have 2 minutes. Someone say, can you drop the video? How many times?
Yeah, hello, sir.
Answer this question, please. How many times? You want me to answer this same question of dropping the video in the WhatsApp group? Please, I'm not going to talk about that today. Salu, are you the one that asked about that in the group?
No, I'm not the one.
Okay, thank you. Is someone, he had the same name with you? It's Salu.
Okay.
Okay, it's Salisu. That one is
Okay.
Salisu Muhammad, know you. So I don't
Okay, okay. Yeah, it wasn't
So
me.
I think you can watch the video, please, and practice, because practice this. What we are going to have for your assignment, that is on Sunday, is going to be something that we have discussed, but you have to be creative, because as your mindset now is about to change to have the thinking of data analytics person, you are going to be creative. You are going to create a lot of things. So try as much as you can to create whatever you want to create. You see this English that I've just created, you can create it to be something vertical. You check our weekly schedule of activity that I sent to you. We use Excel to create that. Try as much as you can to imitate it. Check the group. Let me just resend it to the group again. I'm just resending it now. I'm dropping it to the group. Check it. We use this match and center to create something like that. Please check it and see if you can create something similar. It's very simple. It's not something big. I just drop it in the group. Now you can check it. So try as much as you can to learn how to create a lot of things. And inshallah, I hope when we started to get very deep, it's going to be interesting and very, very interesting, inshallah, for you. Yeah, you are going to have assignment on Sunday. Check the outline. I sent the schedule of activities to you. We are not having class on Sunday, so it's assignment day. So on Sunday is going to be assignment. So you only have some seconds, and I think this is where we are going to draw the curtain. Thank you so much for today. I think till we meet tomorrow. So have a wonderful night. Good night.